first request the ICI team to play the ICI motto.
य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Good evening, everyone, and I welcome you all once again to this Tech Age series. We have with us Treasurer WIRC CA Dr. Fanil Shah, as well as our very dynamic chairperson CA Ketan Sayya sir. First, I'll request Fanil sir for his welcome address.
Thank you, Rikin Bhai, for giving a wonderful start to this session. Respected Chairman of WRC, CA Ketan Sayya sir, Mr. Dwarkesh ji, the first faculty for the very first session of the two sessions we have today, right? And all the participants who are present here, let me appreciate your presence. And I would also like to say that in this mid of this audit time, you have taken your time to attend this session in itself shows your curiosity and inclination to learn the new things. And in fact, we are trying to create this good knowledge base because I've personally seen that once this video lectures get recorded, then more views or more participants take the benefit of this session virtually by visiting our YouTube channel and getting themselves upgraded. So friends, we are on a mission of our chairman sir to introduce all the participants or all the members of WRC and per se ICIS large to various different softwares which are available, which can help us to reduce our work burden. And in that, one of is the Zoho. Yesterday, we learned how, or we can say in brief, we understood that how we get introduced our practice to Zoho books. Now, today we have two sessions. One is on Zoho practice and another is on Zoho payroll. Right, so these two are also very crucial. And when it comes to payroll, you can also get the insights that when you are focusing on global opportunities, apart from bookkeeping, payroll is one of the opportunity where we as a chartered accountant can play a very important role. So with these words, I again welcome you all to this particular very unique initiative of getting you all abreast with various softwares which are available, and to the second middle day of this particular package series. And friends, apart from this, in package, we are doing various virtual sessions of AI also, and this is on automation also, in order to make you techno-equipped. With these words, again, I hand over the charge to Rikin Bhai. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fanil sir, for your welcome address. Now I'll request our chairman sir. As always, chairman sir finds time for all our sessions. Currently also he's traveling. Still from his busy schedule, he has saved time for us. So I'll request chairman sir to give his welcome address.
Thank you so much, Rikin Bhai. And I think yesterday's session, as rightly told by Fanil Bhai, was a fantastic session. And today we have part 2 of Zoho books. And as we intend to, cover maximum software which are there in the for the professionals, accounting software, tax software, or compliances software which are there, we intend to cover all the software. So, this is second session of Zoho books, and as rightly told, today we will cover the Zoho books as well as the part two, that is payroll. And I'm sure this is going to be a great learning. Just for the information of the member, today we have met Maharera Authority and requested for extension of due date under Maharera for filing Form 5, which is also 39. We requested them to make it 30th November. And in principle, Chairman Maharera Manojji has agreed. And he said that he will come up with the positive notification on that. So with this, once again, welcoming all of you to Tech Edge series. And thank you so much, Dwarkesh ji, for sparing your valuable time and guiding all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman sir, for your welcome address. And we have two sessions today. One of them would be taken up by Dwarkesh ji. And before Dwarkesh ji starts with the session, I would briefly introduce Dwarkesh ji. So Dwarkesh ji is a product engineer at Zoho with over 3 years of experience, dedicated experience in the support team. He began his journey with Zoho Books, where he was frontline technical support for company's product, and after 3 years in this role he has transited to Zoro practice management platform, and in his current position he leads the product support and handles pre-sales, overseeing the resolutions of critical technical issues and working closely with the product development team. Apart from that, he also indulges in playing cricket, football, and loves traveling. So, with that brief introduction, I welcome Dwarkesh ji for the session. And Dwarkesh sir, you can take charge of the session.
Thank you so much, everyone, for that short introduction. Thank you so much. And it's good to know you all here. And once again, thank you all for taking your time in organizing this session and joining to know about our products. So yeah, we will just commence about the session. Let me just share my screen so that we can take it further. I hope my screen is visible for everyone.
Yes,
Thank you
it's
so much.
visible.
So any questions you have during the, you can always ask me out. You can just stop and ask me, or you can just put in the chat box. I'll just answer it once the demo is completed. So Zoho practice. So we'll learn about, we'll have a brief overview of what Zoho practice is and its capabilities and how it can be helpful for accountants and accounting firms to streamline your daily operations. So Zoho Practice is our all-in-one practice management software solution, which we have designed and developed for accountants and accounting firms to specifically streamline your daily operations. It is a part of our Zoho Finance suite, where your clients could be using any of the Zoho Finance applications like Zoho Books, Zoho Expense, Zoho Inventory, or Zoho Payroll for the day-to-day business activities. And as accountants, we'll be using Zoho Practice to manage these clients. Additionally, even if your clients are using, let's say, any other accounting application like Tally, Xero, Sage, and all as well, you can also manage them from Zoho Practice itself. Additionally, Practice also provides you a centralized platform to oversee multiple aspects of your firm's function. That is right from client onboarding to client relationship management to task management, followed by managing the documents and storing the documents, and also analyzing their financial data from Zoho Practice itself, followed by finally preparing the work paper for them. So these are few things which you can do it from Zoho Practice itself. So all these things can be done from Zoho Practice itself. So ideally, first step within Zoho Practice, when you initially sign up will be is to, when you ideally set up Zoho Practice, you would be having an option to connect your existing books application. If you are using Zoho Books for the accounting needs, then you can connect it to your existing books application by using this join your existing organization option. This way, your existing books application will be listed here. The reason why we ask you to do this is that Zoho Books and Zoho Practice are pre-integrated to each other, which means that whatever customer you add in your Zoho Books will be synced as clients to Zoho Practice, and whatever client you add in Zoho Practice will be synced as customers to Zoho Books. This will happen seamlessly, automatically. The reason why this happens is that in practice, you can create task and log a time for the task you work upon. So all the timesheets you log within practice will be synced as timesheets to your respective customer in Zoho Books so that you can invoice them directly from Books. That's why this pre-integration is provided. Acha? So even if you do not have a Books application, when you sign up for Zoho Practice, automatically in the back end, a Zoho Books application will be created. So that way the pre-integration keeps working between your practice firm and your books application. So once you sign up, the first step will be is to inviting your team. For that, you can go to the user settings section and navigate to user section and invite them. Inviting them is very much simple. Just invite them with their respective email address. Just a moment. I'll just show you that screen as well. Sorry about that. Just a moment. Yeah. So you'll be able to invite your users over here. Once you invite them, they'll be receiving an email invite through which they can join your practice application. That be your first step. By default, within practice, you'll only be having an admin role. For additional customized roles, you can go ahead and create it from the roles section. So if you want your staffs to have a restricted access, that is, they should not have complete access to each and every module, then you can configure a role in such a way that based on those permissions, they'll be able to access the respective modules within practice. So you're free to create a role of your choice within practice and use them accordingly for your needs. So that'll be a first step. Once that is done, you can move to the client onboarding part. We can consider or we can segregate clients into two types here, basically. One are clients who are using the Zoho application. They are known as Zoho clients. One more are clients who are not using the Zoho application. So they could be using any other application like Tally exam, for example. So you get to manage both these set of clients within practice itself. So if you have few set of clients who are already using the Zoho Finance application, all you need to do is you have to be added as an accountant or a user in the respective Zoho Finance application. For example, we can take Zoho Books. If your client is using Zoho Books, if you have been added as a user in their respective Books application, when you go to your client section and click on this Create Client option, you will have a banner here as Add Clients from your Zoho Finance application. So this will list all your clients' Zoho Finance applications in which you are a part of. So you can just select the respective application, just click on Add, so that they will be brought into Zoho Practice. This is one way of onboarding your clients. Suppose if you have a list of clients who are using Tally, but you want to manage them from Practice, you can export that list and import your clients using this sample file which we have available for import, through which you can import your files and bring your client in bulk as well. These are two ways in which you can bulk import your clients into practice. Other way around is to create your clients manually. For that, you can use the create clients manually option, wherein you have to provide the basic informations, select their respective industry, provide the respective email address, select the country, and these are the predefined fields available within practice. However, if you require certain additional fields to be created as well, that can be done. You can go to your settings option and customize them. Those will be available here as custom fields for you. And you can use the options as per your own needs. Once you go ahead and create it, you'll be having an option to select the application. If the client is going to use a Zoho application, you can select all these together or any one of them. If they're just going to not use any of these applications, then you can directly save. When you directly save, they'll be saved as a non-Zoho client. When you select those applications, they'll be tagged as a Zoho client. So that will be all about the client onboarding part. Once your client has been onboarded into practice, you can go ahead and start collaborating with them. Okay. For collaborative purposes, I'll show you two sets of options here. How to collaborate with a client who is using a Zoho application, one using a non-Zoho application. So for this purpose, we will use two sets of clients. First client will be Jersey Shop and another client will be Tim as car rentals. Okay. So if you take a client here, you still get the conventional method of sending out emails from Zoho practice itself. So rather than you sending out emails from your external email inboxes, you can send out emails from practice by using this email client option, wherein you can select the respective email address and send it across. If you want, you can also store templates here so that based on the templates, the contents of the email will automatically change and you can just send it across by adding attachments. This is one way of communication. This is common method for each and every client with practice. Okay. The next method will be through the discussions option. So if you take a look at this discussion option, this is for real-time communication with your client. So with respect to real-time communication, this is powered with our Zoho Click integration. So Zoho Click is for communication between you within your firm and for external client services as well. So this is integrated into Zoho Practice, wherein you can create a chat and add your participants and have a real-time discussion. So your users are your own staffs. If you want to have internal discussion, you can add your own users. If you want to also include your client for your discussions, let's say like an pricing discussion, for those purposes, you can also add your client. So client users are your client end users. So when you create a discussion here, you would be having an option to share attachments to the discussion. You can also send out voice notes to your customer. So all these things can be done from Zoho Practice itself. Now, whenever you initiate a discussion, how will a client respond to you? For those purposes, what you need to do is you have to access your client's Zoho. So the client would need to access their own Zoho Finance application. If they're using Zoho Books, they need to access their own Zoho Books. I hope everyone are able to see my Zoho Book screen now. All right. So with respect to Zoho Books, this is how the client Zoho Books look like. So what they would need to do is they will find a tab here as accountant. Okay. Under this tab, a new section will be added as my accountant. This section will be available only when the client has been onboarded into your firm's Zoho practice. Okay. When that happens, through this my accountant section, they will be able to access this contextual chats and respond to all your clarifications and documents. They can also share documents. They can also share attachments to you. So this is one way. This is another way of communication between the firm and the client. Okay. Now, I've shown you this part for the Zoho Finance client. If a client is using, let's say, Tally, if you want to collaborate with them, what you would need to do is you would need to, they will have the conventional method of sending out emails. This email option will be available there for them. Okay. This way they can communicate with you. Another option, they will still have the discussion section, but under this discussion section, these contextual chats can be created only within your firm. You will not be able to include a client in this as there's no direct integration available from practice to Tally or any other application. This contextual chat will be completely internal to your practice firm in these cases. As a workaround, what you can do is if you have WhatsApp business account with you, then you can configure WhatsApp business into Zoho practice and use that. So once you configure WhatsApp business into Zoho practice, you can set up templates for your client section and the client request section. So once you configure your templates, you can go to your client section, wherein for each and every client, once you have their mobile number added and enabled WhatsApp communication for them, under the discussion section, you'll have an option next to contextual chat known as WhatsApp, through which you can communicate with your client real time as well. So with respect to WhatsApp, your first message will be your template. So whatever templates you have configured, you can only first send a template to them. Once you send the template to them, okay, and when your client responds to your template, like just say hi, a message, then you can have a normal collaboration with your client directly, similar to how you do it on a phone. So this is done through WhatsApp. Apart from that, for all the WhatsApp things, you can also do it, check it from your home page and also respond to all your queries as well. Okay, so this is one more way of communication. Apart from that, for each and every client who are not using a Zoho Finance application, you also have one more option known as the self-service portal. Okay, under the self-service portal, you would be able to, the client would be able to sign up into the portal and have a discussion with the firm regarding this, and they can also share documents. So to enable the portal, what you need to do is you have to go to the respective client, go to the profile section, you'll find portal status. This will ideally be disabled. You can just enable it with the respective email address, post which they will be receiving an email alert, an email invite through which they can sign up for the portal. Once they sign up for the portal, this is how the portal will look like for them. Okay, the basic information will be there. They can also send out emails from the portal itself, and they'll also find a shared document section through which whatever documents you ask, they can upload it through this document section itself to you. Whenever they upload a document to you here, you would be receiving this document automatically under this document section by default itself. Okay, so whenever the client uploads, they'll be having a client name also mentioned here for you. Apart from that, under this incoming request section, whatever collaboration you initiate, like a client collaboration, or if you want them to sign document digitally, or if you have any questions, whichever request you raise, they'll be receiving an email alert through which they can sign up for the portal, sign in for the portal. Or you can also, if you have WhatsApp configured, you can also send them a WhatsApp alert so that based on that alert, they can sign into the portal and respond to all your requests. So this will be a to and fro communication between the client and you, which will be done through the secure self-service portal medium itself. And each and every client here will have a dedicated document section, which I explained earlier, through which you can store documents. Rather than having a single email inbox full of documents from multiple clients, from practice, you'll have a dedicated documents module for each and every client through which you can store their respective documents so that it'll be segregated and not be fragmented. Okay, so these are few features within the client module. And additionally, one more feature within the client module, which I like to let you know, will be about the email integration. So if you have an Outlook or a Zoho mail integration, you can integrate that with Zoho Practice. So that way, whatever emails you send from your respective Zoho mail or Outlook, they can be tracked within Practice under this email section itself. If your client responds to those emails, you can view those emails from Practice. And if they share you any attachments, you can add those attachments directly to the documents folder here. So these are few features which can be done within Practice itself. And even if you have to create a task out of those emails, that can also be done. Okay, so that will be all about the client section, client onboarding, the client section part. Next up, we will see about the client collaboration. So client collaboration is all about a communication, to and fro communication between your firm and the client. For the client collaboration, you will be using a module known as the client request module. Okay, so client request here can be classified into three types. One is known as a client request, one more is known as signed request, one third one is known as the questionnaire. Just a moment, screen is a bit slow. So sorry for the interruption. So with respect to your client request, so whenever you create a client request, you can assign it to your own staff. set up a priority and set up a due date and start a collaboration. You'll be able to select your respective client's application and start a collaboration. For client request, the basic example which I can give you will be all about an engagement letter explaining your scope of services. For those particular purposes, you can create a client request and send your engagement letter so that your client can verify that and respond to you if there are any changes to be done. For those purposes, you can create a client request. When you create a request, this is how the request will look like, wherein you can share the documents. Even your client can also respond to them. And it can be a to and fro communication between the firm and the client. So for Zoho client, they would be accessing these requests based on the email alert or WhatsApp alert they receive from their respective Zoho Finance application under the My Accountant section. For clients who are not using these applications, they would be using the self-service portal for these purposes. So that way, you can manage each and every request here. So based on your collaboration with your client, in case if you have any questions to be asked to your client, you can directly hop onto the questionnaire tab and create a question here, which once your client answers, you can mark it as answered, closed, approved, and so on. So this is one way of collaboration with your client and the firm for engagement letters, which can be specifically used. Once your engagement letter has been agreed by the client, you can go in for the signature part of it, where you can get your engagement letter digitally signed. That way, it can serve as a legally binding document between the client and the firm. Then you can proceed with the further course of action, which can be a tax audit or a GST filing or a financial statement write-up preparation, so on. In order for you to create a signed request, in order for you to create have a document signed, you can create a signed request. For those purposes, you would be creating a signed request here from the client request section itself. Just add your external document, whichever you have. Once you save it, it will direct you to Zoho Sign integration, wherein you have to pre-fill your fields, whichever details you require. So for now, I'm just going to add the signature part alone. And if you have any custom fields, you can also use those custom fields to add them as well here. For now, I'll just add the signature part and the date part, and I can directly send it from practice itself to them. Once we send the request, your client can access the respective portal or the finance application from which they can sign the document. So the status of the request will be as open. And from the client's end, what they would need to do is they have to access this My Accountant section, access the respective document. Just agree to the terms and conditions. I'll just skip the optional fields for now and just sign. So your client can either draw or upload or type the signature, whichever is feasible, they can use it. Select the date. And so if you have a digital signature certificate, you can also use that using this PFX file, or else you can just go in for the normal digital signature, Zoho sign, and sign the document. Once the document has been signed, this document will be automatically shared from the client to your practice through that signed request itself, so that you can store it against the respective client's document section. That way, you can proceed further with the next course of action. So that will be all about your client collaboration between the firm and the client. Once this is done, you can go for your next course of action, which can be a GST filing or a tax audit or a financial statement write-up and all. For these purposes, you will be having a standard list of operating procedures like collecting documents, analyzing statements, reconciling bank statements, and so on. For these purposes, we recommend you to use the task section. So tasks are basically a to-do list that's completely internal to your firm. So you can create tasks, assign it to your own staff. And once they complete it, you can either charge your clients if it's going to be billable, or else you can just save it as an internal task. So these are few things which you can do it from a task section itself. With respect to the task section, you can either bill your clients based on the task you work upon, that is based on task hours, or you can also enter a rate for each and every staff and bill them according to those needs as well. Okay, so these can be done within the task section. So while creating a task, you will have a default set of fields, which will be a task number, the title, client selection, due date, priority, and the person to whom you're going to assign this, along with the attachment description. If you need additional fields, you are free to create custom fields. They will be available here, which you can fill it for your own needs. If you're going to charge your clients, then you can mark it as billable, or else you can simply uncheck the option and enter the rates accordingly. And you can also set up a reminder as well. The reminders can be an email and in-app, or whichever preference you need. You can just set them up according to your own needs. Once you create a task, this is how your task page will be. And if you are going to have certain additional tasks under that thing, under that main task, then you can create them as subtask as well. They are also available within practice. So you can set up a percentage completed. You can also set up customized status. By default, you'll only be having 3 statuses, that is in progress, completed, initiated. You are free to create additional customized statuses based on your requirement. And you can start working on the task, and once it's been completed, you can mark it as completed. Even if you want to notify your client about, notify your staff about this, that this task has been 50% completed, you can simply use an @ symbol and select your staff to whom you have to notify, and just add a comment. So they will receive an in-app notification that they have been notified for a specific task. So this way you can work on the task. Suppose if you have certain set of tasks which you needs to be repeated over a period of time, like let's say a GSTR1 filing, so which happens on a monthly basis, that is first of every month, and should be filed on 10th or 11th of every month. For those purposes, you can create recurring tasks. Recurring tasks are something which will be automatically created on a specific period of time for the specific intervals. While creating a recurring task, you can enter a profile name, select your client, and set up the repeat frequency. It can be a monthly basis or a custom date range and so on. You can just set up a profile such a way, along with the billable details and so on. Once you set it up, this is how the profile will look like. So whenever a task is created, they will be available here as child task and also under the main task, and they'll be auto assigned to your staff so that they can start working on it. This is a way of automating your task. Apart from all these, you also have one more option within the task section. They are known as the task templates. So we can consider and specify example here. Let's say that you have like 10 clients who has approached you for financial statement write-up at the same time. Ideally, what you'll be doing is you'll be creating those list of tasks for each and every client one by one, which could be time consuming. In order to avoid that, what we recommend you to do is go to your task settings. You'll find an option here as task templates. Under that template, set up a template as, let's say, provide a name which as per your convenience. Under that template, add your list of tasks. So whichever task that needs to be worked upon, you can just create them. This will be a one-time creation. You can just set up all those basic information and store it here. Once you store it, when you're going to set up those tasks for your clients, you can simply go to the task creation page and select create from template. Select the template and multi-select your clients. When this happens, suppose if the template has 4 tasks, each and every task will be created for each and every client here. That is 16 tasks will be created in total, which 4 amounting to each and every client, and will be auto assigned to your staff so that your staffs can start working on it. So this way you can reduce your workload. And this task section will also serve as a report also for you, wherein you can filter based on a specific client, specific period, and specific statuses and priorities as well. So all these things can be done within the task section. So once your staff starts working on the task, what they can do is, if it's going to be billable, when they start working on it, they can start a timer and end the timer so that the timesheet can be logged, or else they can enter overall hours spent, or also enter a start and an end time as well. So whichever is feasible, they can use it accordingly there. Okay. So whenever a task has been created, that is whenever a timesheet has been logged, the default status will always be unbilled. Only when you invoice them from your linked books application, the status will turn from unbilled to invoiced. So if you take a look at this here, the client name is, one moment, is Bharat. Okay. So we have one timesheet created for 4 hours, which is yet to be built. For you to build this, what you need to do is you have to access your own books application. Okay. In your own books application, that is your firm's own books application, just access the respective customer. And when you go ahead and create an invoice for him, what happens is you'll find the option here as include unbilled items. Over there, your unbilled practice timesheet will be available. Just set up your preference, like how you want this to be displayed in the invoice. You can just choose it accordingly. And once you click on add, what happens is the time spent will be mentioned as quantity, and the rate will be the rate you mentioned for the task or the staff based on the billing as you select. And you can just send the invoice. You can also collect online payments through Zoho Books, which you could have seen in yesterday's session, or else you can go for the offline payment as well. When you send the invoice, the status of this timesheet will turn automatically from unbilled to invoiced. So this sync will automatically happen between practice and books. That's why this pre-integration is provided. So next up, we'll also see about the time tracking section. Okay. Under the time tracking section, it's all about whatever we are seeing there. This can also serve as a report here, where you can filter based on a specific client or a specific user as well. Okay. So these are one way, and you can also enter a weekly time log as well over this particular thing. So you can also have a weekly time log also entered over this for specific task as well, and log a time and charge your clients accordingly. So these are a few ways in which you can log a time within practice and charge your clients accordingly. So far, I've shown you for clients who are using the Zoho application and non-Zoho application. We also have one more set of clients known as the Zoho Ledger clients. Okay. So with respect to Zoho Ledger, you can we can call Zoho Ledger as a subset of Zoho Books. The reason why we call Zoho Ledger a subset of Zoho Books is that it has few of the basic set of modules available from Zoho Books. For example, while creating a ledger, you would need to do the following things. You'll be having an option here to select Zoho Ledger. Once you do that, a Zoho Ledger account will be created, and it can be accessed only by the accounting firm. Your client will not be able to access it. The reason why is that you'll be maintaining the accounting part for the client. I'll give you a small scenario where ledgers can be used. For example, you have a set of clients who are having who are an NGO. So for NGO, the basic income will be in the form of donation, and they'll be just tracking the basic expenses. Or you can also take an example of a small department store. So they will be maintaining their income and expense records in the form of an Excel sheet or a notebook as well. Or you can also take an example of a rental property owner. So they'll be renting their property and collecting payments for those. So it's like a beach house, for example. So they're going to only track their income and expenses. When these clients approaches you for accounting services and they're not using like active accounting software, you can suggest Zoho Ledger and maintain accounting for them. So few of the modules available within Zoho Ledger are you will get the banking module, which you would have seen in Zoho Books, wherein you can upload your client's bank statement or configure their bank feeds and fetch the statement so that you can match and categorize and reconcile them. You can also set up transaction rules as you would have seen in Zoho Books so that they are automatically recognized and categorized. Apart from that, based on the details they share, of the income and expenses, you can post them as manual journals, or you can also import them as well. And you can also import the chart of accounts or set up chart of accounts based on a business. And you can also configure a budget for them so that they can understand the profitability of the business by generating a view budget versus actual report. So all these things can be done from a ledger point of view. That's why we call it as a subset of Zoho books. Finally, once all these are done, you can generate a report and share it to the client. So you'll get the business overview reports like the P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, tax report based on the business region, and the accounting general ledger reports, budget report, and if they're dealing with multiple currencies, you'll have the currency report also, and the activity logs will be there. You will also be able to configure opening balances and taxes for them. And in the future, if you're looking to migrate to a accounting software of Zoho Books, then you can simply upgrade to Zoho Books and all the data will be seamlessly transferred. So these are a few things which you can handle from Zoho Ledger. You can also schedule a report and send it to automatically share it to the respective email address as well. So from a Ledger point of view, for collaborative purposes, you might have a question on that. How will they collaborate when they do not have access to the application? For those purposes, you'll be enabling a portal for them through which they can collaborate with you. So the portal status you have to enable, and rest all will still be the same, wherein the client request will be the same, the discussions will be the same, and email option and document section, everything will still be the same with respect to Zoho ledgers. So at the end of the day, only accountants and accounting firms will have access to ledger, and you will be maintaining the accounting records for your respective client and help in filing them. So we have seen about the ledger part as well. Next up, we will see about the financial insights. So financial insights, it provides you a bird's eye view of your client's financial data. Okay. So with respect to your client's financial data, this is specifically applicable for clients who are using the Zoho applications, only the Zoho applications. So you'll get the age receivables, age payables, and the cash flow details of the client along with your cleanup details. So if there are any transactions which are not yet been approved or not, if certain journals not yet published, or if we have any GSTRs which has not been filed, they will be available here as cleanup. So rather than the accountant or we going ahead and checking each and every report of the client, we can check these from this cleanup details itself and clear it out for them. Similarly, apart from all these, if your client is using, let's say, Zoho expense, even their data will be available. Even for payroll, their data will also be available. For example, if you take a look at Stan here, with respect to the financial insights of Stan, you will also have their expense summary also there. So their corporate card summary will be there. And if they have any transactions which their staffs are not submitted for reimbursement, they will be available here as unsubmitted. And if they have any transaction which is yet to be reimbursed, they'll be available here as the admin has not yet reimbursed them. So all these will be there. If they are using payroll, for instance, your payroll data will also be available under this financial insights. So the payroll summary will be there. If a business has missed to run a payroll for a specific client all those details will be there, and all the TDS liabilities and Form 24Q, everything will be mentioned here as a payroll summary. Okay. So and also clicking on these will direct you to the respective client's books as well. And from practice, you do not need to access your client's books from a separate URL. You can just access it from this left-hand side of the screen itself, through which you'll be having exclusive access to your client's books based on the permissions that has been configured. And also the reports, whichever permission you have been, whichever role has been configured to you, based on that, you'll be able to have access to your client's books as well. Now coming back into the insights section, you'll also have a bank transaction section here through which you can analyze all the bank transactions of the client. So they will be also, you'll have these exclusive transactions which are not yet being categorized. If there are any disconnected bank feeds, that will also be mentioned. Any unreconciled accounts will also be shared. If you have any clarifications over these transactions, you are free to create a client request and they will be automatically created as questions based on the transaction value and reference numbers. If you see here, this is how the questionnaire will be formed. The transaction date, reference number, the value will be there, which once a client answered, you can mark it as answered and get them categorized properly. And if the account has not been used over a period of 90 days, they'll be classified as dormant account. And on the right side of your screen, you'll find your general ledger anomalies and relative size factor. So these are basically unusual fluctuations in your client's books application. So they will be flagged here. Okay. So rather than be going and checking each and every report of the client, these anomalies will help us in analyzing which transactions are contributing to this value and access those respective reports alone. For example, I find an unusual increase in AR. So I can just access the respective report for this AR and identify what transactions are contributing to this and make those necessary corrections and mark it as verified, or these anomalies can be cleared. Similarly, relative size factor will be displayed for customers and accounts if it's beyond 4. Even for this, I can check the respective transactions contributing to the value and fix those records for my client. And my client's top 5 expenses will also be mentioned here. So these are few things which you can do from a insights point of view. Okay. Now we have seen about the insights. The next step which we'll seeing now will be about the work paper. So I hope everyone are aware what a work paper does. So work papers are basically essential documents in your accounting process, which accountants and auditors use to organize, collect, and analyze the data with respect to the financial statements of the client. These work papers also contain explanation and adjustments posted, which can act as evidence for the client during an audit or a review when you share these reports to them. So work paper, Zoho Practice offers this option of work paper, wherein you can create a work paper for all the clients you handle within practice. Okay. So with respect to work paper, you can prepare it for a period of 1 year maximum based on your client's accrual or a cash basis method. For example, let's take a look at Jersey Shore. We are preparing the work paper from 31st December to 29 June, which is a half-yearly audit. What happens is it's classified into 4 sections: the overview, documents, book review, and the statement section. So book review section will have the trial balance, balance sheet, and profit and loss automatically fetched from your client's books application. And for the same 6 months for the preceding period, the report data will also be fetched into Zoho Practice, so that this can act as a comparison between the current and the previous period, so that the client is aware where the business is going wrong, whether it's been profitable or not. So all these variations will be shared here in the same report itself for each and every thing. So our job as an accountant or auditor will be is to ensure the account has been prepared and mark it as prepared, and seniors can mark it as verified once it's done. If there are any documents to be attached, they can add as an attachment. And if you want to analyze it further, if you have clarifications over these transactions, you can always clarify with the client by creating a client request and also create a task to track it internally. Based on analysis, if you want to post certain adjustments, you can do it directly within practice, not going to your client's books. You can post a journal here. Whatever journal you post will be available under this adjustment column, and they will also be posted in your client's respective books real time. And it will update your work paper real time. It will also update the client's books also real time. So all these things can be done within practice itself. Similarly, if you want to know what transactions are contributing to this specific value, you can just simply click on those accounts. It will show you the account transactions contributing to that value. Based on your analysis, if you find something is incorrect, you can always reclassify and reassign it to a different account as well here. So that way, the reports will also be updated. And this way, you can just handle the work paper. This overview section will have the number of accounts prepared, verified, and not prepared, all your task and client requests created within this work paper, and all the journals you have posted. And the document section will have the folders and wherein you can store documents while preparing the work paper. Once it's been completely prepared, you can generate a statement known as the independent auditor's report. You can customize the contents of the statement And you'll also have the detailed trial balance, profit and loss and balance sheet available, which you can share it to the client as an PDF or an Excel sheet, or also print as a hard copy and mark it as completed. These are few things which you can do within a work paper. If your client is using a different application, in those cases, the reports will not be automatically fetched. In those cases, what you need to do is you have to import the reports. So to export the report from the respective application, we provide a sample file again there, through which you can prepare the work paper and share it to the client. So whatever analysis you have done in the respective report, you can, along with the journals, you can export it and share it to import it into Zoho practice and prepare it and verify it and make those adjustments and share it back to the client. You'll not be able to post adjustments here, but if you have to post certain adjustments based on your analysis within the work paper, you can post in the respective application and make those necessary corrections and re-import and share it to the client. So this way you can keep working on the work paper and share the final statement. And finally, you also have the activity log and audit trail within practice to understand what kind of changes a specific entry has gone through. If there are multiple changes or there someone has deleted, all those audit trails and comparison will be available here. And you also will be able to automate certain list of tasks or certain list of workflows. Like if you want to send an automatic email whenever client gets onboarded, you can set up workflow automation rules that whenever you add a client, an automatic email can be sent. And if you want to update certain fields when a certain task is completed, you can also set up field updates within Zoho practice, which will provide workflow rules, which are coming under the workflow rules. So workflow rules are specifically applicable for the client module, client request module, task section, and the questionnaire section. And you can also set up custom function automations as well. And further customizations are available through each and every module for client requests as well. And if you have a certain list of clients, let's say a set of clients who are into construction business, and if you want to add a specific set of chart of accounts for them, you can import your chart of accounts or add your accounts here and also add it to a part of template and push those accounts to respective client from Zoho practice itself. So when that happens, each and every client Zoho books will have those accounts pushed from practice itself, whether it's a template consisting of each and every account, or if you want to push only one specific account, you can do it from Zoho practice rather than you going and adding it in each and every client's books application. So these can be done. And from practice itself, you can assign your own tasks to your client's books as well, which this is something which I missed to explain earlier. For example, if you take Jersey Shop here, under the profile section, you'll find option as managed by. From here itself, you can add your users. So you'll be able to select a user. You can ensure this option is toggled on, add selected users to the client's books, select the client's respective application, select the role. Whatever role you see here are the roles which are available from your client's books application. Based on this role, the specific staff will be added in the client's books. If you do not want your staff to be a part of client's books, then you can simply uncheck this and just add the user. They'll just be part of Zoho practice for acting as a consultant. Okay. And finally, you also have a dashboard available within Zoho practice, which will provide a bird's eye view of your overall active clients, on which days you have done a client engagement, your task breakdown based on priority and statuses, task progresses based on percentage, overall client requests you have created, and all the unbilled tasks you have, a list of unbilled tasks, and user task status per user, like which are due today, which are overdue, which are under progress. So all these details can be done handled from Zoho practice itself. So that will be all about Zoho practice. Thank you. So if you have any questions, you can let me know. And
Anybody
one
has
more
any
thing.
questions?
Sir, no questions. Sir.
Okay. One more thing which I like to inform that as ICAI members, we provide Zoho Practice as complimentary, similar to what Zoho Books has been offered. So you'll get Zoho Practice as complimentary for 3 years. If you need any demos, you can always drop an email to support@zohopractice.com. I'll just share the email address in the chat box for you all so that we can have an in-depth demo as well on practice. And based on ICAI CMP benefits, you'll be getting Zoho Practice as complimentary, which will be a standard plan of Zoho Practice for 3 years.
Fine. Hi,
I
Dorothy.
think this is
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
I'm
Good evening,
Nandha.
Nandha. Hi, hi, bro.
Everything's done. Can I take it forward?
Yes, it's done. It's done. And if there are any questions, they can just let me know.
Okay. I see no questions have been either raised in the chat or any hands have been raised. I hope the session with practice have been provided them bird view. Ringing sir is connecting.
Yes. So I think Nanda Kumar sir is going to take up the session.
On
Yes.
payroll, yes.
Yes. So before sir starts with the session, I would just like to briefly introduce him. Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, now you're audible. Yes, sir, you're audible. Hello.
Rinkan sir, you're audible actually.
और रिंगल सर आवाज आ रहा है आपका? बोलिए. हेलो.
Hello. Yeah. So once again, good evening to everyone present here. I'll just briefly introduce Nanda Kumar sir, who is going to take up the second part of the session. And he is a highly skilled Zoho payroll trainer who has helped multiple organizations to improve their payroll processing and efficiency. With a deep understanding of the software, he offers a comprehensive training to individuals and teams, ensuring they can fully utilize their capabilities. Nanda sir is also well versed with the latest updates and features of Zoho Payroll, providing a relevant and up-to-date training. He is constantly learning and staying updated on industry trends, making him a valuable resource for seeking to enhance their payroll management skills. With these few words, I welcome Nandakumar sir and request him to take charge of the session.
Thank you, Rinkin sir. Thank you for the warm welcome. And hello, team. Good evening to all. So I hope you had a good demo session with books and followed by our practice team. So now I will take you through.
Sir, if we can have your video, if possible.
My apologies, sir. I'm not in office.
Okay. No worries.
Complete my college
Yeah.
training. I just came to my home.
No worries, sir. No worries. Yeah.
Fine. So in today, I will walk you through how payroll works and how it is structured in a way where for your clients, you can offer payroll, and as a CA, you can onboard as your role as an auditor or a CA over there, and you can take care of their taxes part. Fine. I will let me share my screen. So just sharing my entire screen. I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. So I want to start with this point. So what are the challenges in current Indian payroll, and how Zoho payroll will address those, and how as a CA your role is more important in payroll part. So the challenges I have been structured the top four challenges. The challenges one is in India it is changing compliances. There will be a frequent update in the PT, or even I think 1 year back there is a change in ESI. In PF so far it is standard. There is a internal message it is coming. The PF minimum wage is going to rise from 15,000 to 21,000. It is not yet confirmed. So in India, if you see, it is really hard for any of the clients to manage all this PF, ESI, PT, TDS, and any state-wise rules. It might be their minimum wage as part. So staying compliant as it is a difficult task in India. So this is the challenge number one, and the second challenge is the complex salary structure. If you take even a small organization, they will have a different kind of a salary structure for their role. The fresher will have a different kind of a salary calculation. The manager will have a more salary components, and the salary calculation will differs for him. So it is really hard for the payroll person to consider all their salary part and consider their tax for each of their salary structures. And the third part is accuracy and timeliness. So typically in India, we can able to see if it is a small firm, they will be stick with Excel sheet. Excel sheet or the calculation error might happen, because once you copy a paste a sheet in a different Excel, there might be a chance of missing out the formulas. Whatever you typed in this particular sheet, we cannot ensure it is rightly pasted in that next sheet. And since the payroll, the data is more privacy for any of the company, they will does not share this. They will keep it as a kind of more concern with them. They will not share this data with any of the person who is outside concerned team. So having the data in Excel, it is prone for the data breach. So they need a certain platform in which they can ensure the data will stick only with their organization. And the last part, integration and data accuracy. So if you take any company, their paying their employee will be sits in the top of one or two expense. So it is very important to capture this expense rightly into the accounting software. So now let me so to address these four issues, Zoho Payroll and it can able to handle all these four challenges which you are happening. So in a few minutes, I will just show you the screen and how the UI work, how this tax is calculated, how it can help you for the tax filing part, everything I will take you through. So now I want to highlight few more things, how a CA can help a company to guide it. Since you are already taking care of their TDS part, you can also be their compliance guardian, where you can ensure their accurate deduction on the PF, ESI, and the PT is done rightly. And the timing of filing it is more important, because the filing for tax is on 7th, PF is on 15th. So the every month your client cannot ensure that they are sticking with this timeline. Since as a CA firm, you have the tendency to make this filing on the right time, so you can take out this particular compliance as part for your clients. And the second thing is, you can give them guidance how they can effectively their salary. So you can ask them to include certain components where the employee will get some tax benefits. So in a way, you can guide them, or you can provide your advisory on how they can effectively structure the salary part. So the third thing is, you can regularly audit them and understand the gap, and you can prevent the penalty. Like you can take care of this filing part for your clients. Fine. So now these are the key points which I want to you for the CAs. And now let me take you through Zoho Payroll. So this will be the URL to sign up for Zoho Payroll. So let me switch. Okay. So once you signed in for Zoho Payroll, this will be the regular dashboard in which you can perform the monthly payment. So we will come back to this module a little later. So I want to give you a few insights where Zoho Payroll can reduce your work. In Zoho Payroll, this tax calculation is automated. So whenever you create the based upon the IT declaration this employee is doing, this tax will be automatically calculated based upon the regime they are opting out. So now I want to start with the tax IT declaration part. So this IT declaration can be done by two way. Either on behalf of the employee, the admin can do the declaration, or else they can give the self-service portal access to the employee. From the self-service portal, the employee can do the declaration. So now I will open for one employee and I can help you out how this tax declaration will work. So let me take the SAC as an example. This employee's salary detail is around his annual CTC is 26 lakhs. Let's do the investment IT declaration for the employee. So in order to do, you need to go to the investment part. Over here, you have the module called IT declaration and proof of investment. So now let's complete this IT declaration and I will guide you how this proof of investment works in Zoho Payroll. Okay, so once you select the employee and come to this particular module, you need to click on submit declaration. In Zoho Payroll, this ID declaration will happen as in a conversational way. So it will ask questions. So based upon answer you are providing, the system will automatically calculate the tax and it will let you know opting for old regime or new regime, which regime will help you with less tax. So it starts with the first question: is the employee staying in a rented house? If it is yes, you need to make this toggle as yes and capture the pay period from when this particular employee is staying in that house and what is the rent he is paying over there. Okay, and it is followed by the address. Okay, so if the total in rent he is paying, if it is more than 1 lakh, it is mandatory. The employee need to capture the landlord PAN card number and he need to select if this particular address comes under metro or non-metro. So once he said this, the second question will be, so typically we are collecting this data for the HRA calculation. So question will be, is this employee paying any home loan for self-occupied house property? If it is yes, he need to toggle it as yes. And what will be the principal he will be paying for this particular financial year and what will be the interest he will be paying there? Those data he need to capture it over here. So apart from this, since we are discussing about the home, the third question is also related to the home. Is the employee receiving any rental income? It is kind of their additional income. If he is earning any, he need to declare this yes, and he need to capture what will be the annual rent he will be receiving. If he pays any municipal tax, he need to declare it over here. Even this house, if he is bought in any loan, he can declare it over here, repaying house loan for this particular property, and what is the principal, what is the interest. So he can declare these over here. Now, apart from this rental letter property, if he has any other source of income, it might be from any part-time job, or it might be from the savings he from the fixed deposit, or he is earning the interest he is earning from the saving deposit. Those data he captured here. So let me capture 1 lakh as his other source income, and 20,000 under saving, under another 20,000 under fixed deposit. Okay, so we almost capture all those kind of source of income for this employee, and the major one. So here ITC and ATD invest exceptions the employee can declare it over here. So in order to educate the employee, we will keep the under ATC, the maximum exemption you can get will be 1,50,000. So you can wisely select and declare the plan. So the employee can go with the typical one LIC. He can choose 50,000 or whatever the plan he is opting to go for this particular year, and followed by any other additional investment plans like children tuition fees or any a deposit he's opening in the post office. He can declare it over here, and post that ATD will come here. Also we will let them know under what is the maximum exemption the employee can get. So here we all know each plan has its maximum limit. If the employee opt for mediclaim for self, spouse, children, the maximum limit is 25,000. If it is covers with the senior citizen, then this limit goes to 50,000. Likewise, each plan carries its maximum cap. So based upon this, whenever the employee is doing this declaration, he can understand what is the maximum limit or exemption the employee can get under this particular plan. So apart from ATD, we also give this particular module in which the employee can declare any other kind of exemption. It might be educational loan or the loan he bought for electric vehicle. So all this part can be declared over here. Apart from this, donation also can be declared over here. So all these exemptions can be, the employee can capture it over here. So once he capture all this part, the next part is he need to submit and compare. So once he click on submit and compare, Zoho payroll will, based upon his salary details and based upon his IT declaration, so we estimate him and you let them know if you choose for old tax regime, what will be the tax you will be paying, and if you choose for new tax regime, what will be the tax you will be paying. So by giving this insight, the employee can wisely choose and he can take a call over here. So if the employee sticks with old tax regime, if he submits, and during the proof of investment, so whatever he declared, he need to submit the proof, right? So he can switch to this particular module, proof of investment, and he can submit proofs over here. So by doing this, so the same options will be available in the self-service portal. So by doing this, you can eliminate the current manual practice of collecting their physical copy or asking them to send the particular proofs in the mail, where it will be an additional task for the admin to collect all the data and upload it or associate with the employee. And for the CAs, predominantly you will take care of this for most of the company, where you will go through these documents and you will verify it. So using Zoho Payroll, it can make it very simplified and it will be more organized. So for the same employee, I'm going to do the proof of investment. So here, this proof of investment, typically we will start from December or Jan, right? So during the month, whatever the employee declared, we will just get the confirmation. You declared you are paying 25,000 as a rent, or you paying the same, or if there was any change. So if he is following the same, whatever he declared, he can choose this option, copy declared amount. So the automatically the amount will be auto copied and auto applied to all the spot. If there was any additional investment, even during the proof of investment submission also, the employee can add and capture it. So once he capture all the values over here, the next step is, even during the proof of investment submission, Zoho Payroll will help them to switch the tax regime. So once this part is done, so once even though he the proof of investment, he's looking for to stay with old tax regime, he can can just save. The next part is he need to attach the proofs. So over here he can attach. So this is the first module is for rent, right? So this is for the rent we are collecting. So he can attach the n number of receipt over here. So if he got 12 receipt for this particular year, he can upload the 12 receipts over here. So it will be associated with this employee. So like for all the part, he can attach the documents over here. Once he attached all the document, he can further click on submit. So once the employee submits from his portal, it comes for the approval for us. So this approval part can be taken care by the CES or some companies. They have a finance head, they will do this approval part. They can go to this proof of investment part. They can click on this approval pending, and they can click on this particular. So this is a small sample file which I attached. So if you capture the right data, the receipt will be here. You can review and you can capture this amount and you can click on either it is approved or reject. If you are rejecting it, you need to capture the reason why you are rejecting it. So in a way, you can just configure whatever the message you capture here, it automatically communicated to the employee. So he will submit the right file for you. So it will be in an aligned way. So what I done, I went to this approval module, I selected employee, I click on this particular file. So whatever he declared, this amount will pop up over here. I can just review the receipts and I can enter the amount and I can approve it. So it simplifies your work, and this particular data will be aligned with the employee. So you need not to go to the mail and find what are the attachments he have been sent. So you can simplify your works by using Zoho Payroll. Okay, so now we have been discussed about this IT declaration and proof of investment. Let's understand how Zoho Payroll max for an employee by processing 1 month parent. Fine. So now the parent for August month is ready, and it contains 43 employee. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a parent. So just click it, create a parent. So I'm just landing in a page. So it will be in the draft mode. So the parent is the draft stage where I can capture all the inputs. So the first step which I'm going to do will be I will capture the attendance data. So in this particular month, in August month, if any employee is absent for the organization, it might be 1 or 2 days, I will capture those data into the system. So Zoho Payroll can be integrated with Zoho People, which is a HRMS software. From there, I can pull this LOP data. So here you can see there is an option called fetch data. Once I click it up, the LOP sync from people will happen over here. The LOP sync from people will start to happen. So if the report is there, so for the employee whomever absent in this particular August month, for all of them, this data will be applied. So this is one way of pulling the LOP details from people to payroll. The other way is even you can manually add. Let's say this John is absent for 1 day. You can just select the employee, and here you have the option called add LOP. Click on add LOP. Let's say he is absent for 3 days. You can just capture it as 3 and you can just save it up. Okay. So apart from adding the LOP, add any one-time earning. It might be OT or night shift allowance. Even you can include a formula to calculate this part. For OT, I created a formula. If I just enter the hours, it automatically applies in the formula and we will get the amount in rupees. So likewise, it applies for this shift. I created one for a night shift allowance in which if I enter the days, if let's say this employee works for 5 days in a night shift in this month, if I just 5 days, I created a formula using this component. So it applies in the formula and I will get the data, the result in the rupees. So for 5 days, the formula is the number of days the employee works in night shift, it is multiplied by 400. So if I capture the days, it automatically converts into the amount. So apart from this, you can add any bonus or any variable pay over here. And likewise, you can also add some deductions. So here you can see there are a few deductions which is predominantly came over here. So these are the which the employees associated. So whenever I process the loan, automatically this loan EMI amount will be auto populate and it will comes over here. Apart from this, I can add any additional one-time deductions over here using this part. Okay, so now coming to the tax calculation. So here you can see the income tax is auto calculated for this employee. To understand how this income tax is calculated for every employee, we help you with the TDS sheet. So you can just click on the three-dotted button and click on view TDS sheet. So here this TDS sheet will automatically pop up. Okay, so now let's take the employee for whom we declare. So this is the employee Zach for whom we recently done the IT declaration. Let's see how the taxes. So for him, it seems the tax is calculated for 54,359 rupees. Let's understand how this 54,359 have been derived. So I'm just clicking on the three dotted button. I'm clicking on the view TDS sheet. I hope the screen is visible. I'm just let me zoom a little bit. So this employee opted for old tax. These are his earning components. This employee has a simple earning components, one basic, house rent, and fixed allowance. So far, the column one determines so far what he earned for this month, for this financial year, and the projection will capture what he will be earning in the upcoming months, and it is the total earning of for the entire financial year. So this total earning for this employee is 26 lakh 400 rupees. Now the HRA exemptions, the section 10 will come into play. So for this employee, the HRA is 1,94,400. Even to understand how this amount is derived, we have a exclusive calculation in the same TDS sheet at the bottom. We just derived it. So this employee stated he's paying a rent of 25,000 and he's receiving a basic of certain amount. Since he stated he is living in a metro city, 50% of his basic will be considered, and he is receiving a HRA as a 50% from basic. So both the amount is same. The third one, excess of is paying excess of rent over 10% basic is 16,200. So comparing these three, whichever is the least amount will be considered for the HRA exemption, right? So month wise, this amount will be compared. So cumulatively for this particular financial year, 1,94,400 will be the least amount. So this amount is considered for the HRA exemption. So it came over here. Okay. So this part, so this 1,94,000 will be further reduced to this 26 lakhs. So we will get 24 lakhs 6,000 rupees. Next one. So if the employee is a lateral entry, if he joined in mid of the financial year, so for him, when we are onboarding him, we will get his previous employment data. Let's say he joined 3 months later. Let's say he's joined in June. While he joining in June, if he joined in July, his April, May, and June month data will be collected. Whatever income he received after exemption will be collected, and whatever the professional tax he have been paid. So those data will be considered. Since this employee is not a lateral entry, we didn't collect the information. So now we are moving to the next part, section 16 exemption. So since he opted for the old tax regime, so this employee will get a standard deduction of 50,000, and it is followed by the tax on employment. Professional tax will be 2,500. So further, we need to reduce this amount to the gross total. So we will get around 23 lakhs 53,000 for this employee. Okay. So now here's other source of income, like this employee declared 1 lakh he's earning from other source, and 20,000 from fixed deposit, and 20,000 from saving, right? The interest. So those are accumulated. So it is 1,40,000. So we are further adding to this gross total income. So now his gross total income will be 24,93,500 rupees. Now chapter 6A will come in. So first the ATC, whatever he declared. So we declared LIC for this employee. If the employee is getting any PF, whatever the amount he is contributing over there, that amount will be automatically populate over here. So apart from this employee declared 50,000, which comes under 80D, and his saving on interest on saving account will be 10,000 is considered. So summing up these amount, it is 1,31,000. So this amount will be further reduced to this gross total income. So now we will get his total income of 23,61,000 rupees. Since he opted for the old tax regime, this calculation will follows like this. So for the 2,50,000, it will be zero tax. For the next 5 lakhs, it is 5%. It will be 12,500. For the next 5 lakh to 10 lakh, it will be 20%. 1 lakh. So for the remaining 13 lakhs, so this employee after 10 lakh, this employee has around 13 lakhs. So for the 13 lakhs, it will be 30%, which is 4 lakhs. So summing up all this amount, we will get around 5,21,070 rupees. Adding to this, educational chess of 4% will be applied. So which is 20,000. So summing up all this, we will get 5,41,913 rupees. He till last month, till July month, the employee paid around 1,17,000 rupees. So reduce amount to the total, whatever the left amount, it will be divided by the remaining months. So for August, it is 53,109, and for the next 7 months, this will be the amount which we will deduct from the employee salary. So I hope you got the picture how Zoho Payroll will automatically calculate the tax based upon the IT declaration and the regime the employee opted out. So now, moving forward, even when you are processing the parent, so since I stated this particular parent in the draft state, right? Let's say for this employee, the tax is calculated as 6 lakh 699. Let's say this employee in this particular month, he is unable to contribute for this income tax. It might be some personal reason or medical need. Even we help you with the option, you can edit this tax for this particular month. Our system, Zoho Payroll, will automatically adjust the 6,099 in the upcoming parent for this particular financial year. So let's say the reason might be due to some medical need, this employee cannot contribute for this income tax for this particular month alone. So the 6,000 will be adjust in the upcoming month for this particular employee. So now we capture the LOP. So we capture the tax is automatically done, calculated. Even we can adjust it from here. So likewise, we added the one-time earning reduction. Even if you want to hold the salary for any, it is possible. You can just click on this employee. You have the option called withhold salary. Enter the reason. So typically we hold this any employee salary if they are in notice pay period. So if you hold the employee salary, only their net pay will be kept as hold. Their usual contribution for PF, income tax, everything will happen as usual. Only their net pay will be kept hold. It is possible in any upcoming period you can release this particular amount. So now I'm just considering all the data to go. So now I'm just clicking on submit and approve. So if you integrate payroll with Zoho books, you have the option over here to post the journal entry from payroll to books. So if I click on submit and approve, instantly a journal entry now will be posted in Zoho books. Okay, now the next part is we need to make this particular payment to the employee. For this, we help you with bank advice. So you can click on download bank advice. We have predominantly has Citibank format, DMIT Bank, HDFC, ICICI, IDFC, Kotak format. So if your client is having any of bank account with this, you can directly download this particular bank format, or else you can go with the standard format. So in which this is the data which will be there present inside. Okay, it captures the employee number, their name, what is the salary we need to process for them, and their bank account, bank name, and their account number, IFSC code. I is sufficient for some banks to process the bank process the salary to the employee. Once you get the confirmation from the bank, the salary is dispersed to all the employee. Then you can come back to this particular module and click on record payment. So here, when you click on confirm, if the checkbox is enabled for all the 41 employees involved in this particular parent, for all of them, a payslip will be sent as an the email. So it is an automated email. Once you click on confirm, for all the 41 employees, the email will be triggered to them. Now you can see for this employee, payslip is generated automatically and along with the TDS sheet. So this is how you can process the regular parent. So now the parent part is done. Now let's take it to how the taxes is handled for this particular parent. So we have an exclusive module called taxes and farm. Over there, you can track all the TDS liability. Whenever you complete the parent, automatically a TDS liability will be generated with what is the amount we deducted in this particular parent, along with what is the due date. Before this payment need to be done. So let's say we are going to make the payment for this particular month. You can just click on view details. The remaining part need to be done in the income tax department. So you will be reaching the income tax department and you will be making the payment. So once the payment is done, you will get a receipt, which is okay, which will be similar to this. So you will capture it captures the organization PAN number and the name for which assessment year they are paying it up, and here it will capture the amount you are paying, and followed by through which bank, in what mode you paid and what bank, everything will be captured. At the bottom you will have this BSR code and challan number. So you need to capture this BSR code and challan number in Zoho Payroll. So here you have the option called record challan. Once you click on this record challan, whatever the amount you paid, you need to capture. So it automatically pop up the amount. If you paid it any additional penalty or interest, you can capture those data over here. And here you need to capture the challan number and BSR code in which date you made the payment. So since it is 1st of August, it should be paid before 8. So since how through which mode we made the payment. So if you are integrated with Zoho Books, whatever the bank account you created in Zoho Books, everything will be here. So you can from here you can select, and you have the option called auto allocate. So this 3,60,000 will be automatically allocated to the right employees. So now the TDS liability is done, the challan is recorded. The next one is Form 24Q. So Zoho Payroll will help you for the filing Form 24Q. So in the drop down box, I'm just, since I don't have enough data over here, I'm just switching to the previous year. Okay. So over here you can see, okay, for March it is not filed. So once you file for all the 3 months, you have the option to convert this entire thing into text file. So Form 24Q will be converted into text file format for your easy filing part. So give me 1 minute. Let me file this March month parent. Okay, so now I'm just switching to this particular year. So now I'm having the 3 months data. The 3 months TDS liability have been done. So now I want to go and file for Form 24Q. In Zoho Payroll, we help you to convert this particular uh, Form 24Q filing in the text file formatters. So here the conversion will take place, and you can from through Zoho Payroll you can directly download in the text file format, and you can go to the traces website and you can do the filing over there. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes for this conversion. So if you're having any doubt in the meantime, you can post it in the Q&A tab. So post this post this demo is done, I will address all your queries from there. Okay, now you can see this Form 24Q is converted into text file. You can download. It will be downloaded in the text file format. And once you download it, we will let you know what is the next step. You need to visit the traces website where you need to convert it into a FUV file format and do the filing over there. So likewise for all the quarters, we help you for the filing part. Okay, now the four filing is done for this particular year. The next part is you need to provide the form 16 for your client, right? So form 16 you can create inside Zoho Payroll and you can do the filing. So this is the steps. So you need to download. If you've done the 4 form 24Q filing, you will get the form 16A from the traces website. So you need to upload the form 16A in Zoho Payroll, and then Zoho Payroll will create form 16B, and both the form 16A and B will be merged, and you will get a single form 16. And then you will initiate for the tax deductor. Whomever is captured as a tax deductor, you will initiate this e-signing for them. The particular person will sign. Once he signs the form 16, then it will be ready for publish. So once you publish, it will be sent as an email for all the employees in this organization. Apart from the email, it will also will be available in their self-service portal. So in this particular organization, this person is marked as a tax deductor. So he is responsible for this form 16 signing part. So now I'm just clicking on generate form 16. So over here, you need to upload the form 16A which you download from the traces website. I'm having a sample file with me. So this is the sample file which is created in the zip file format. I'm just opening it up. So if I click on upload generate, it contains for only one employee's form 16. So for one employee, the form 16 is generated. So now I'm going to download this form 16 before it is initiating for e-signing. So once I click on download form 16, it will be downloaded. And if I open, this is how it looks. So whatever the data, so that the sheet 1 and 2, whatever the data we download from the traces website, which we are uploading. So since it is a sample file, every data will be captured as a dummy. So form 16A is uploaded, and now it is followed by the form 16B generated through Zoho Payroll. So based upon the IT declaration and the proof of investment we collected for this employee, the data will be captured in each field. So for this employee, the total tax he need to be paid will be 47,222, and here it will capture the total amount, how it is split in every quarter and how it is paid. And here the signature for the tax deductor will be captured. So apart from this form 16A and B which is created, we also help them to create form 12BA through Zoho Payroll. If the employee receives any perquisites, those data will be captured, and even the deductor will sign over here. So this part is automatically, this data will be automatically generated through Zoho Payroll. So once this particular persons do the e-signing part, and then this form 16 will be can be sent as an email, and it will be available in their self-service portal for all the employees. I hope you got a picture how this can be done. There are a few scenarios. Certain customers will get both Form 16A and Form 16B from the traces website. Even though this we will Zoho Payroll can assist those scenarios too. So in order to do so, you can reach out to our support team. They will enable the Form 16B upload page over here. You can upload both Form 16A and Form 16B, and you can use Zoho Payroll for the initial initiating for e-signing and publishing for all the employees. Fine. So apart from this tax handling part, there are a few things which I can highlight. In the reports module for EPF filing part, so through in Zoho Payroll, you can directly download this EPF report in ECR file format. So this is the EPF ECR file report for July month. I can come here, I can directly click on this option called ECR file. You can download it directly from here. If you capture the right UAN number from the employee number, you can directly download from here, and you can go to the EPF department and you can upload this particular file and you can make the payment. Apart from this, we help you with payroll summary, salary register parts over here. And even you can, like in Zoho Books, how you can invite multiple user and roles. Likewise, in Zoho people payroll also, you can invite multiple persons inside as part of this organization. So for CA, what I can suggest is, for your clients, you can create a role. You can ask them to create a role for CA, and you can get the complete access for their taxes and forms module and their tax report, and in the settings taxes part. So I think this data is sufficient for you. So whenever you log in to their account, okay, so whenever you log in into their account, you will not have the complete admin access. You will have whatever the module which is required for you. So you will just directly go to this taxes and forms. You will have the TDS liability part. You can make the filing for form 24Q, form 16, and even for the reports, if they provide the access for you for the EPF, you can download the EPF file format over here and convert it to ECL, and you can do the filing. Fine. So how this user and roles work? Okay. So I think these are the highlighting one which I want to do. And the one more thing is self-service portal. So in Zoho Payroll, the number of employee you are subscribing for Zoho Payroll, for all of them, the self-service portal will be there. So this, using the self-service portal, the employee can view their pay slip. They can download from here. They can view their tax summary report. They can download their form 16. They can do their IT declaration, reimbursement claim, everything from their self-service portal itself. They can download their salary certificate through their portal, and this is how it looks. It captures their date automatically, and whatever the current CTC their employee is getting, everything will be lively captured. Even if you want to include the signature, it is possible. You can configure it over here. They can also submit their they can also download their pay slips. They can even view and download. Likewise, the tax worksheet, TDS worksheet also will be there. They can raise their reimbursement claim. They can submit their proof from the same window. They can do the attachments over here. The self-service portal is available in both the web view and in the mobile applications too. So I think I almost cover all the module. Now let me cover up this integration part. So Zoho Payroll can be integrated with a 4 application. Zoho People is a HRMS. Zoho Books, which you have been discussed in the day 1. Zoho Expense is the expense management software. You can raise the expense in Zoho, and you can make the payment through Zoho Payroll. The entry will be posted in Zoho Books. So these 3 applications seamlessly work. An expense is raised in Zoho Expense and it is paid through Zoho Payroll, and the entry can be posted in Zoho Books. So now let me show you what are the things when you integrate with Zoho Books can be done. Okay, so you can set a default account. So in if your client is following, if they are having any separated account in which they will process the salary for the employee, you can set it as a default account over here. And in banking module, how you want to capture the transaction, it can be an individual or group. And posting preference, how the company is following, either it is accrual or cash basis, you can just set it up. And how you want to post the journal entry in books. So I opted for a draft. And then the important thing, chart of account mapping. So in Zoho Payroll, whatever the component you created, for all the components, a chart of accounts will be automatically created and mapped. If you want to track any particular chart of account, you can create, and you can create in Zoho Books, and you can come here and you can map it. So whenever you've done so, when you pay any employee with this particular component, it will be rightly captured in this particular chart of account. So let me quickly show in Zoho Books how the previous parent have been captured. We processed this August month parent, right? So let's see. Let's go and see the banking module. So in the banking module, we opted for HDFC Service. Here you can see, since we opted for individual entry, the number of employee involved in this particular parent, for everyone, it will be for individual, it will be captured with their name and what is the amount we have been processed. If you opted for group, this entire transaction will be summed up in a single entry. This wage payment for August month will be captured, and what is the amount we paid will be captured. So the next module is accountant, the journal entry part. So here this 419 is the latest journal entry which is posted from Zoho Payroll. So here you can see whatever the chart of account which we map for all the component will be marked. If your client is having multiple branches, branch wise chart of account, this journal entry will be posted. So once the finance team ensure this particular chart of account is journal entry is correct, they can convert and publish it over here. So it is posted in the draft state. I converted into published one. So these two application will instantly sync. And the data will be lively captured, and even you can see you can also track it in the income and expense, profit and loss. In every reports, it will be lively reflected. Okay. So you can also use Zoho Analytics to create any kind of a dashboard if for the client's requirement. So coming, so this is how Zoho Payroll work. It simplifies your work, and it is a compliance software. It predominantly take care of all the compliances part, PF, ESI, and the tax part. So once it is set, it will run in the autopilot mode. So if you're having any doubt, you can just post it in the Q&A tab. Like Dwarake stated, in the CMP benefit plan, if you want to look out for CMP benefit plan, you can just check Zoho CMP plan. Okay. Let's go with ICA Zoho. So this first link will be it will automatically direct you to the CMP benefit plan. So we help you with the 5 software for the practicing CA. So books, expense, payroll, practice, and inventory. For payroll, you will have around 15 to 20 employees. You can use it for your own organization. It seems 25 employees. My bad. So you can use up to 25 employees for Zoho payroll. So this will be free for 3 years. You will be onboarded in our premium plan, or it will be you will be onboarded in our top plan. So you will have all the access to all the features. Fine. You can just click on this avail this Zoho accounting software. You need to capture your company name and your MRN number. So automatically, this 5 application will be free for you for 3 years. So this is an MOU signed between Zoho and ICA. So coming to this, I conclude this short demo. So if you're having any doubt, kindly do post in the Q&A tabs, or you can ask me. I will address those questions.
Anybody has any questions?
Okay, I'm able to see there are 2 questions have been raised. How to take attendance daily? So if you are looking forward for integrating your biometric or your card swipe machine, so at the moment you need to check with Zoho People. Zoho People is the HRMS software in which your attendance can be tracked over there. By integrating People and Payroll, you can pull this attendance into Zoho Payroll. Even Zoho Payroll has its own attendance inbuilt in the premium plan, but it is in a very basic manner. So the check-in and check-out need to be done through the self-service portal. I think Vipul, I answer your queries. And one more question you are having. Okay. So yeah, answering your question, the second question, if you're having 4 clients, each having 20 employees, how to manage all? Let me share my screen again. I will give you insight how you can handle. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay. So this is my payroll account. So I logged in with this particular mail ID. Okay. Once I logged in, I will be landed in my default account. If I click on this drop down box, I have the access for n number of organization. Whichever organization I created, or I might be invited as a certain role with them. So it is possible I can switch into any of this particular organization. I can go there and I can do the payroll processing over there. So for you, I understand you are a CA. For you, you might have multiple clients. What you can do is whenever your client is creating a payroll account, you can ask them to invite you as a CA, and you can get some roles. Either you can get the admin role, or you can ask them to create a CA role for you. Whatever module which is needed for you, you can ask them to provide those access for you. So once you're done, the email will be triggered to you, and you will be, once you accept the invite, you will be added to like this particular organization where they have been invited. Your client's payroll org will be showed in this particular drop down box. So it is in the dashboard. Once you click on this drop down box, all your clients will be showed in this drop down box. Or else if you are using Zoho Practice, from there you can manage all your, in a single, in a one roof, you can manage all your clients payroll. Okay, I hope I answer your queries. If there are anything else, you can just ma'am, it seems Vipul is having few questions. Are you allowing the mic access to the participants?
I'll ask WRC team to check on this
Fine.
because I cannot allow.
Fine. Okay, ma'am. So if you're having any other doubts, I'm just dropping my mail ID over here. You can even ping me over there. I can assist you. Vipul sir, I'm able to see there are one more question you have been raised. If you're looking forward to onboard as a partner with Zoho, share your contact. Hari Krishnan and Dheeraj is the account manager for Maharashtra region. They will get in touch with you and they will elaborate the procedure how to become a partner. Okay.
Anybody else? Any other question?
Team, any questions or anything need to be discussed? Please let me know. Thank you, Vipul. I will share your contact with our partner management for Maharashtra. They will get in touch with you and they will discuss about the partnership program.
Okay. It was a great, wonderful session, both for Zoho Practice and Zoho Payroll one. Are both the speakers, Mr. Dwarkesh and Mr. Nandakumar. You have detailed us, including all the participants, each and every workflow, what all options are available, what compliances can CA help the clients to follow and they can do as their practice. So, and on behalf of WRC and the TechGate Sales team, I would present a vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your hosting this session and thank you for your hospitality. And if anything needed, we dropped our mail in the chat box. Your team can
Sure.
directly reach out us or mail us. We will.
Yes. So there are two email IDs. One is yours one and the other one is support one, which Mr. Dwarkesh had shared. I
Yes.
believe each of the attendants can reach out to these email IDs to understand more about Zoho products.
Yes, ma'am. They can.
Yeah. So with this, we'll end our session for today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, team. Have a good day. Bye-bye.